What's up guys? Today I wanted to talk about my everyday carry. So to start off with, my bag. This is the Lowepro BP350AW. That could not have any more letters and words in there. Honestly, I picked this bag because overall Lowepro has been a really good company. It has the side pockets, it has the front pocket, it has a big area here in the front. So that way I can carry all my camera gear. It's also waterproof, so I can bring it out during any time of the year with no problem. And basically it just fits all my stuff. Now I only do have one camera body at this moment. It is the A7 IV with the 24-70 G Master, which I currently have on. I do have a second body. It is a 6400, which I usually keep in a case now. I don't really use it as much. And unfortunately the color science from the 6400 all the way up to the A7 IV don't match up. I'm not too much of a fan of the colors that come out of that camera anymore. I still do use it as a backup camera, and I still do use it as a B camera if I really need to, and I try to match the colors later. But yeah, so I have these two camera bodies. So aside from the 24-70, my favorite lens is actually the nifty 50. No, I'm just joking with you guys. Honestly, the 50 was my first kind of lens aside from the kit lens, and it's a great lens when it hits focus. The only problem is hitting focus and being quiet. I don't knock it. I think it's a good lens, but definitely not for me anymore. My actual favorite lens out of all the lenses I have is the 85. So the 85, everybody who knows me outside of YouTube knows that this is my main lens aside from my 24-70. I use this for street photography. I use this for video sometimes. I use this for especially my portrait photography. I swear by this lens. Honestly, I think people should pick this up over the 50 as their first prime lens. The compression is great and the image quality out of this one is great. And honestly, I've used the 85 G Master and this is the 1.8, the regular version. Honestly, I think even the highest end professional can get away with this lens. Beginners can get away with this lens and look professional with this. I don't know what it is about it, man, but I think this lens is just overpowered. Now, the last lens I carry every day in my backpack is actually gonna be the 20mm G. So I use this for vlogging most of the time. Sometimes I even use it for video. I don't use it when I'm doing video at home. I think it's a little too wide. Right now I'm around like 35-ish. Actually, I think I'm at 24. Oh, look at that. I am at 24 today. I didn't even know that. I thought I was at 35. No wonder this focal length looked weird. Either way, I usually use this when I'm outdoors. If I'm gonna do a lot of video or if I'm gonna do a lot of vlogs, this is definitely my go-to lens. So I always keep it on me no matter what. Because I never know when I'm actually going to do video when I'm out in the street just doing some street photography. And that's really it for my essential kind of camera body with camera lenses. The A7 IV 24-70 G Master that's on this right now, the 20 and the 85. I basically carry those three lenses 90% of the time. I think sometimes I'll leave the 20 at home if I'm going to be in the studio and I know I'm not going to do any video at all, but that's really it for that. So let's get into accessories. Now, the first thing I always check and I always have with me, especially when I'm doing video, are the DJI mics. Right now I have one on here and I have the receiver on my camera right now, but it comes in a pack of two. I swear by these mics as well. These are really nice, really good quality. All of my YouTube videos are recorded with the DJI mics. All my reels are with the DJI mics. All my vlogs are with the DJI mics. I use this mic and you know, I just think the quality out of these mics are really great. Just put a little bit of EQ on there and they sound amazing. All right, so lighting, photographers' best friends. I do bring different lights depending on what I need them for. If I know I'm gonna be out with a few friends, just chilling, going to an event, something not too crazy, I am gonna bring this little panel. This is the Lume Cube Panel Go. It's really nice, it's really small. It's actually a heavy hitter when it doesn't have the diffuser on. I think it's really not too bad of a light. There you go, you guys can see, I'm not gonna flash it into the camera. But it's a really strong light, it's really small. But like I said, the diffuser does diffuse it a little too much. It does its job a little too well. So sometimes I am rocking it without the diffuser, but I still get pretty good lighting out of it. Now, in terms of more work style, when I am doing my photography, when I am doing events, I do bring my speed light, which this one is the Godox. And I always get this wrong. I think it's VING 860V2. Yeah, I was right. The S version, of course, the Sony version. This is on my camera for all events, for any time I know I have to use a flash. I do have a trigger. Sometimes I'll even put this on a light stand. I'll just put this on directed towards a person. I even have a little diffuser top on this. But this is my my workhorse. This goes on top of my camera with my 24-70, and I'm doing everything with this. Now, 2 more lights that I bring. Once again, this is very work specific and depending on the occasion. Of course, I have my Nan light, which I'm currently using for this video. You guys have probably seen the other video about my Nan light. It is a 60 watt. It's really small, really portable, really light. And I do have different soft boxes that I bring into different occasions. I usually use this primarily for my YouTube videos. However, if I know I'm going to be shooting at night or I need something really portable, really light that can be handheld, this is my light. Now, the last one I want to show is my flash, my actual strobe light, which is a Westcott FJ400. This puppy. Oh man, this thing, I actually just got it, believe it or not, but I have been using different types of strobes. I usually rent them out, but I've been using it so often that I needed to get my own for once. I picked this one mostly because it's 400 watts, so it's really good outdoors. It's really good against the sunlight. Believe it or not, between the 400 and the 600 is only half a stop of light. So I didn't see spending a couple extra $100 for the 600 really that worth it to me. It does probably help for that half a stop, but the 400, I've seen it in action. I've actually used it prior to buying it, and this one actually fits my needs better and also hurts my wallet a little bit less. But this one is definitely, you know, it's definitely, I've used it before. It's great, I promise you guys. Definitely has a battery pack. I got a secondary battery pack for this, so I have the pack over here. But yeah, this is my essential strobe light when I'm outdoors or when I'm gonna go on location. So final accessories to my accessories. Filters. So this one is the Moment Scene Bloom 10%. I know there is a 20%. I have not used it yet, but I feel like 20% is a little too much haze, where this one I think is just right. I kind of just bought it just without thinking about it. Like, I knew what it did, never used it before, but I said, all right, let's go with the less one, and I ended up loving it. So much so that I actually bought another one. Now, the second one is not the same as the first. I actually did the Black Pro Mist. This is from Tiffin, and this one is 82 millimeter. This one actually goes on my 24-70. I should have said this before. The Moment one is actually 67 millimeter, which fits both of my 20 and my 85. So I could definitely use it for video, or when I'm using it for portrait use, for either one. So if it's all 3 lenses, basically, I have one for each. So it works out. Now, the last filter I bring is the ND filter. This one is the Peter McKinnon Polar Pro. The 2-5 82 millimeter with a step-up ring, so I can use it on all 3 of my lenses. It's really nice. I bought this before the version 2 came out, and I also didn't know too much about ND filters. I wasn't doing video as much. I just knew I needed to cut out light a lot of the time, and I just didn't know how else to do it without raising my settings too high. So I got this one because it was variable, and it could be used against all 3 of my lenses. But that purchase actually worked out really well, because now that I am doing video a lot, now that I am doing more outdoor shoots and things like that, this has actually come in handy a lot of the time. So it was a dumb purchase at the time, but later on turned out to be very useful. By the way, I don't have a video or picture of this, and I should probably get a video just for this. I actually have the Peter McKinnon travel bag, the 35 liter. When it first came out, and I got the full package with all the bells and whistles. So I actually keep all my filters in the Peter McKinnon filter bag that came with it, and I actually keep all my SD cards in the Peter McKinnon SD card holder. I do have quite a few SD cards actually. It's mostly, they're just SD USH2, I think they are. I forgot what the lettering is. Now, for memory cards, I usually use the Lexar 2000X 128 gigabytes USH2 V90. I don't know how many letters and numbers they're gonna put into stuff. There's too much to it. The Lexar 2000X. Those are the memory cards I use. I have both of them in my camera right now. In my backup, I have some pro grade ones that are also, I have the 1667, which is 250 megabyte of read and write. So, you know, not as fast as the Lexar 2000, because those are 300 read and write. But I do just have a couple of backups. I've always kept them. I format them every so often when I am using them, which helps them keep them for a lot longer. But yeah, I keep all that in the Peter McKinnon one that I got with the bag. So aside from that, that's most of my everyday carry. Of course, some of the stuff I do leave at home depending on what the situation is. I don't always carry my strobe. I don't always carry the Nan light over here. I don't always carry the 20mm with me. It really depends on the situation I'm gonna be in. If I know I'm gonna be at work and I do need everything, I'll bring everything. But if I'm gonna go do some street photography, probably just gonna leave most of this stuff at home. I'll even bring just my camera, the A7 IV with the 24-70, and leave everything at home. If I know I'm gonna just be in a situation where I just need to be running gun and just enjoy it and, you know, not think too much about it. All right, last thing I wanna mention that is always in my camera bag, everywhere I go, no matter what I do, are gonna be these little pins. I'm actually holding them up upside down. There you go. So I hope the focus can catch it really well, but this is a Corgi Nassau pin and a cat pin with, of course, cats on it. For anybody who knows me, I'm a huge fan of space. I'm a huge fan of NASA. I'm a huge fan of just planets in general, honestly. Like anytime I go to the Space Museum so often. For anybody who knows me personally, now you guys at home, everywhere you guys are gonna know me a little bit better. I do have a Corgi, her name is Sophie, and I do have a black cat, his name is Nico. So these little good luck charms, I call them, are just like my way of carrying them with me to work every single day. I definitely love this. This is always in my camera bag no matter what. And yes, I do make sure this is in my camera bag. It never leaves my camera bag. And some of you guys may be asking, why do you keep it on the card? Why not put it on the straps or put it on your shirt or something like that? I don't want to lose it. I have lost another pin before because it was on the camera bag. Unfortunately, the pin came loose and it just fell off. I didn't even know. So I'd rather just have it like this. So that way, mentally, I know they're there. And I just always have them on me. I just, you know, gotta have my children with me at all times. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see more videos from me. If you have any comments about my gear or any questions about my gear, definitely leave it below. I'll definitely answer you guys back. I'll see you guys on the next one.